Well, hi, good morning. How are you?
We're good. How are you?
I'm
Good.
doing great. Thank you. Is that like a bowling shirt that I see, the blue one?
Yeah, it is technically a bowling shirt.
I
Yes.
like. I
Thank
like.
you very much.
You're
I
welcome.
uh I wore it unintentionally. I just like the shirt.
I was gonna say, I thought the one with the rider was you without the jersey, without the bowling shirt.
Well, how about this? I'm about to blow your mind. When our movie got into South by Southwest, our mom had necklaces, like gold medallions made for us. So I'm wearing the medallion she gave us, which is a bowling ball and a bowling pin.
Oh, that is so cute.
So ha!
A little bit about the movie, right?
Yes.
I had a ball watching, and you never know. That there's always those underdog stories, but this one's like way, way underdog.
Yes. He is
Yeah.
under the
Well,
dog. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's a way to say it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he's under the dog.
uh, how did you find this inspiration? I understand bowling, you're a regular bowler, but I mean, these characters were hilarious.
Honest to God, but we all used to go bowling and we'd go on these like very cheap nights where it's like $5 a night. And like it would be like me and Isaiah and our friend Reza, but then also like gang members and then also like kids like having a birthday party. And, we'd always kind of laugh like, why are all of us in this building at the exact same time? It just like felt like something ripe for satire, but then also just like bowling as a whole is like kind of weird. And I was just like, I'm just gonna write this thing and see what happens. And many years later, it came to pass. But like Walt is based off of our real cousin, as Isaiah will mention too. Like the mother, his mother is based off of our real mom, though our mom plays a different person in the movie. Like so much of it is just people we know. And honestly, I would say heightened, but that's not the case. It's like kind of just who they are in real life. Wouldn't you agree, Zach?
No, yeah. I mean, in terms of like this family stuff for sure. And I feel like LA especially is full of people like who get kind of thrown away for something very niche that they are good at it, like Skunk. Like I just feel like there's like there I feel like there's some like tic-tac-toe champion begging for change in Silver Lake right now, you know. So a lot of that was just based on our environment as well and the kind of people that we just know, the people we see at these things, at the bowling things, like outside of just like the children's birthday party and the gang members are also like professional or like amateur league bowling nights where these people took it very seriously, like it was their entire life. So kind of modeling that off of that as well.
Bowling is definitely one of those sports that we don't talk about much, but is it really a sport? Do they really train?
I will say this: I get tired doing it, so yes, it is a sport. I sweat. I'll end up sweating. If I sweat, it's a sport. So is walking up my stairs. That's also a sport.
That is also a sport. Eating dinner too late. That's a
It's a
uh,
sport.
um here's what I'll say, Nancy. I believe it's a sport, but the reason why it's not taken seriously is because if you do it for 3 weeks, technically anybody can be good at it. And that's why it's considered funny. It's because like if you just went bowling for 3 weeks, you could probably just like become a pro. And like I don't know. It's not like you'd have to have like one really like buff arm. You could look exactly the same. And because their pros look like us, we're like, I'm not taking that seriously. Like, you know what I mean? Like when we think of athletes, we're like, whoa, I cannot believe Shohei Otani hit a baseball into another country. That's an athlete. But if you just
Right.
see a person, if you saw a woman who looks exactly like you bowl like 10 strikes in a row, you'd be like, who cares?
I could do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because people take bowling very serious. I've gone, so my boyfriend's a bowls, and I
Okay.
was just at, okay, just something like, no, he goes every Wednesday. when that league ends, he goes every Monday for another league. And I'm just like, what is this? You go and people take it so serious. They get pissed. There is so
Yeah.
much tension and they make
Yeah.
money. They really do make money. It was unbelievable.
Well, I want to say a few things. First of all, I will stomp your boyfriend in bowling. That's just there's no I don't even want him to get the idea that he's better than me. I will take him down and it'll be embarrassing. And hopefully you won't have to sit there and watch because it will be kind of emasculating for him. That's one. Number
I'm not
two,
going to watch either. I won't be there.
number two, I want him on my bowling team because I need to win some money. I desperately need money. Will he be on my team?
Yeah, I don't know how he did last night, but the week before he like walked out with like a little over $500, I guess. So
What?
there's money in this. It's serious sport.
All right, we like that. We like that.
Yeah. So tell me about creating also these other characters. Let's talk about the Crusher, a badass.
Yeah. And I'll talk about from the writing aspect, and then Isaiah will talk about it from on film directing aspect. But honestly, like bowling is one of the, and it's also one of the reasons I like chose to make a script about this more than any other sport is because it is gender inclusive. Like, while not every league is men bowling against women, in the pros, it kind of just doesn't matter. It's like, what's your score? Do you want to go for it? And like, very rarely, and not in like the ultra ultra like male feminist way of being like, it should be a woman. Like, it was more just like who feels most legendary, and like the idea of a Susan Sarandon being that character. It's like you're kind of hard pressed to find anyone who like will walk on a screen and command that kind of energy. And I also there's a lot of female bowling champions. There's one in particular that we based the look off of and we kind of tweaked, but she was just so feared. And but there was something very like, she would smile in people's faces, then when they had her on camera by herself, she would just like be a monster. And so like Susan's character is a mix between her and this other bowler, Pete Weber. And we just, again, from a writing aspect, I was just like, it would just be so fun to just see just a commanding general of a woman, be on screen. Because again, like in your kingpins and all this stuff, we always think of bowling as a man's sport, but like it really is way more inclusive than almost any other sport. And it was like, oh, there's like actually a fun way to do this that doesn't feel forced and is actually very natural to like the ecosystem of what bowling is. But that's just from the writing aspect. And then Zaya, you can kind of.
Yeah, and from the other side of it, like Susan came in, when we met with her, she very much came in with a lot of ideas of like how she wanted her look to be portrayed. She called it her bobblehead, and she was like she wanted to be like very consistent in and just kind of like letting the outside inform the inside of the character. Um, and the other thing I'll say is that me and Yassir also grew up very big fans of professional wrestling. So we thought of Linda as like a great heel and like even to her entrance when she walks into the final is very pro wrestling. Um, and she's a rock star in her own very niche. She's like a person who has that Corvette who get out of it and you'd be like, why does that person have that Corvette? I've never seen that person before. Like
Right.
she is that kind of like just super confident in the thing that she does and doesn't move outside of it because she's the queen of this space person. Um, and I just felt like, you don't ever see her sweat either. Like she's so calm and chill and just confident in herself in this arena. And very much like, again, very much like a professional wrestler would be.
Well, I enjoyed it. People are going to be enjoying it. Thank you so much for your time. I everything was just familiar to a little bit to what I see. So, congrats for taking
Thank you.
us to a bowling alley.
Thank you very much.
Hey,
You're
all right.
welcome.
Tell
Thank
your
you.
boyfriend to hit me up about. Tell your boyfriend to hit me up about the team.
Okay, we'll do. Where are you?
Okay.
Are you in
Uh,
LA?
Uh, I'm in New York right now, but I'll come back to LA at any point to bowl.
Okay, great. We'll do. Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right.